So I will take this one. This one lost all the leaves during the winter, so now it's popping out, and before I don't want this tree to lose energy just for nothing. So I want these lower branches to be a bit thicker. So I'm not gonna touch these 3 branches, but these upper ones, because I want them thicker, and then later I can prune them shorter. And I already start kind of like, it will be kind of bigger tree. I could reduce these upper branches, and this one is kind of too long. This one was cut here last summer, and I got 2 new branches. And I think this year, because I'm starting to prune much sooner, I will have a much better success with the branches and with the growth. This, I had here a branch and wound is closing. I'm not gonna touch this one more. Maybe here I can just fix this here, but this is, yeah, I got 2 new branches here, so it's hard to clean the previous cut. And this one I will leave to grow. So now I have this one, and this one needs pruning also. This one is in the same, I'm doing the same kind of type like this bigger one. So I want my branches lower, and this one is totally big, out of control. So I will take these 2 leaves off. This one, I can shorten this one, is too big. It's kind of one of my first branches, but it's too big. Like this one can be shortened. This leaf, I will take it off. This one, I will take it off. This is too long. And let me check. I think now it's a bit better. This side is quite long. This one will be very interesting. I will leave it for now, and we will see where it will take me, this one. And some of these branches I can use as a cuttings, or I have some stumps where I previously was making some of my bonsai trees. So like this one, the bottom part is cut off, same like most of them don't have a bottom part, and that piece what is left, those roots and the part of the trunk, I still have, and without any branches that's not gonna grow ever. But I can use these small branches and graft them on existing trunk, and they could take off. So this one is finished also. This is no need to take off for now because it's just tiny little small. I don't know. Do I have something there? Oh yes, I have some roots there. I have some roots. Maybe I can take this off now. So, if you remember last video where I was making my roots and placing this plastic thing on the desert roses, now if you didn't check it, you can go and check it. I will pin that video with this one, and here you can see why did I did it. And now I will choose the roots that I like in the summer. You can see here I have really nice roots, so I will choose in the summer which roots I actually like, and the roots that have best flow and somehow match with the branches I will keep. This one is finished. I can twist it one more time just so you can see. And this one is not that old. This one is like 4 or 5 years old. They don't grow that fast in Europe because we don't have that much sun. This one is a bit older piece, and like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I probably overwatered, or I don't know what's happened, but all this part was kind of rotten, and because it was the winter I didn't see it. So, but unfortunately I didn't water them that much, so tree actually healed by itself. And on the end, just later on, I find out the half of the roots in the substrate was like totally dead and rotten. So I cleaned that part and everything is healed now. I have tiny little scar here still, but that's like here. Some new roots are forming here actually. You can see I'm getting a new roots and new tissue that will on the end cover this everything, but it looks kind of okay. And maybe I could take a small cutting and fuse it here and have like closing this in no time, in let's say in 2-3 years. But I think this will actually repair it by itself, so I'm not gonna rush and I'm not gonna fuse another tree there. So I will just expose some of the substrate here. So because this is covered with, roots are covered with the substrate also. And I'm hoping if I do this everything now, so the trees will have much more energy during the summer, so I can get them flowering. Because some species of the Adenium, they don't flower so easy like the others. Let's say a white Adenium, it's flowering very easy. So almost during the whole year I have flowers on white Adenium. These are just the cuttings, and I will show you a mother plant. These are the cuttings, and because I didn't want them to flower, so I had like lot of flowers here, like this was full of flowers, and you can see I cut the flowers with scissors. They're falling off. These are the flowers that I cut off with the scissors. Here you can see, because I didn't want them to lose the energy on the flowers. So you can see here I have like flowers everywhere, like here. This is the next one. Here I cut this one too. Here I cut these two. Here I had like flowers down lower. I had the flowers here. I had flowers everywhere. And because I don't want those flowers, I want these trees to grow. Actually, I want to separate them and make each of them different, like bonsai tree. So I don't want them losing energy now. I want them to use the energy on making branches later. So this is the mother plant that I take the branches off. So now you can compare. These are the cut marks where I took my branches off, like where I had them, like here. Maybe you can see inside I had the branch there, I had branch here, and those are that branches. So this is the white flowering, and they usually have much bigger flower than this. It's maybe like this big. It's quite big flower, but because these are cuttings and they have really tiny little space, they don't have that big flowers. And also because they were flowering during the winter, and in the summer they have quite bigger flowers than now. So this one, I did a lot of work on this one during the end of, like on the end of the summer. So I know this one is not ready for recovering the roots, so I'm not gonna touch this one, at least not for now. This one I will work on this one during the summer, unfortunately, because this one doesn't have that nice roots, because I did this one as last of those, and because this one was done really late during the season, so now everything is late. I will have to cut these branches also shorter. Maybe some of them I will cut totally off, but not now. This one is not actually ready. This one is kind of late with everything. So I'm going back to this one, and this one I'm growing with multi-trunk style, and I know one day these all trunks will fuse and they will grow together, but till then I want to make all new branches and make kind of this style what I already started with. So with this one I just want to reduce the height of the main branches so I can get the new one and form this like triangle shape on the end. So I want it even wider, so I will just cut those like somewhere here. I have some buds there. This one I have here buds, so let me check. Here I have one, and that one looks really good, so just above that. And the last one, here I have like mega lot of buds here, here, so I will take it like somewhere here. And these ones, these cuttings are really small, but if you take the leaves off like this, let's say leave these two, take some propagation like powder, like hormones or something, dip it in and put it straight away in some kind of substrate that is quite dry and with well drainage. This can grow. So now we'll just close the wounds and I will show you. I have some smaller cuttings that actually take off, and one of them is growing, so I can show you how small cuttings you can actually propagate. So anything will grow. Desert roses are like quite good with the cuttings if you manage the temperature and everything good, and if you have like good substrate. I don't like the sand, to be honest. A lot of people are using the sand, but I don't like the sand. I'm not a fan of the sand, so I have my own mix with the lava rocks, zeolite, ceramzite. Ceramzite is quite similar to actually to akadama, to very hard akadama. It's like clay, it's hard clay. This is kind of the last one. And I can just show you the cuttings. So I had here like 3 cuttings, 2 dried. Actually this one wasn't that small, like as you can see, but this one was like kind of something like this, even smaller, like even tiny little branch, and it's growing, and I'm sure it has his own roots now. So I'm using this kind of substrate. Here I have some cocoa bark inside, so I will 100% try to root some of these, like these bigger ones, and if you have like bigger branches, usually people say leave it just to dry a bit and then put them into something. But I'm not like, if you leave them too long, they will dry totally and you will fail. But if you try it straight away to put them into some substrate, you have a bit bigger chance. And it also depends where you live, what kind of temperature you have. If you live somewhere where it's like warmer climate, so you have much bigger chance to propagate desert roses. So this is all for today. Thank you very much. Please thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and all around. And see you in the next video. Bye bye guys. Have a nice day.